Makeup organization for the non-YouTuber. Hi guys, my name is Bobby and this video is all about organization for somebody who has a normal amount of makeup. Not like me, who has a huge amount of makeup because I am a YouTuber and that's part of my job. But I want to show you two different ways. One, if you had a whole table to set up and you had all this space, and another if you have a very little amount of space, like at a bathroom sink. All right, so first I'm going to show you sitting at a table and how I would organize it all. Okay, so as you see my table set up here, pretend this thing here is not there at all. It was just too much of a hassle to move it. But if I were not a YouTuber, I would not have that. I would only have this desk and those drawers, and I would organize at the top there. These are amazing. All these black containers are from Refer, the same company that makes these brushes that I absolutely love. They also make organizational things and they're amazing. So the thing that works so well with these is the fact that they are magnetic. They have a little magnet right there, and that makes it so that they can attach to each other. They have a magnet on all sides, so you put it in here and it attaches there. It's just so cool. I also like that they're black because that means it's not gonna look gross over time. That's a plus. Okay, so this one is obviously for palettes. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I can buy another palette. 6. So 6 slots to put some palettes in there, and I just put them to the back. Then over here is a bigger one that I showed you before. It's kind of slotted downward. I picked it up so everything moved over, but everything stands in place. So I have in here my setting sprays and some concealer, my poofs. Then over here is just an empty box, and this has SPFs, my primers, things like that in it. And this one is my foundations. This one, let me move my little fan over, is full of lip products. So lip glosses, lip sticks, and then lip liners are all fitting in there. This little thing here is just a cool little thing I got on Shop Missy, and it's just a brush cleaner. So when I am switching brushes, I can just rub this on here and all the extra shadow will go on there. So I always just keep it at the top of my table. Then this here is just a pad that I buy at IKEA. I love this thing because it's cheap. I buy a couple at a time, and when it gets worn out, like this one's kind of bending, so it's kind of time to get a new one, but they're cheap, so who cares? I always have a little fan because hot flashes. I have this thing I've shown you guys so many times. Again, obviously it's from IKEA, and it holds my phone. I can put my phone this way. This doesn't have a case on it, so if I have a case, I can flip it, and then this way is wider. So that's why it's so much looser. But when I have my case on it, it's very sturdy. This is my new mirror that I just got, and I'm kind of in love with this thing. It has 3 different settings. The thing I like about it is that it's wireless. So I can take this and bring it and not have to worry about a wire being down here that's moving stuff around, and I can just move it out of its way. It's got a regular and then a 10 times zoom, and it charges. Now let me show you where I put it to charge it. Move this out of the way. There's the charging cable, and I bought this one little thing. It holds the cable, and I can just plug it in, and I can use it while it's plugged in, but when it doesn't need to be charging, I can just put it here and not worry about it. So then this has drawers. Pay no attention to these labels. Literally took all my makeup, it's all over there, and put it someplace else and chose exactly what I would use. So it's set up for that. So this top one here, it's all the tools that I use while I'm putting makeup on. And the next one is highlighters, blushes, contours and bronzers, eye stuff. So my eye primer that I absolutely love, all my eye things that aren't palettes, and then eyeliners and mascaras that I love. The next one would be, it's not very much, so I could actually fill more in here. Yay! So this is powders, and this is all the stuff for my brows, and then a concealer in here. Actually, I think I'm going to put the concealer up here. because I would use it more up there. And then this bottom drawer is all my extras, things of extra things. I've done that before. I need to do a video of that. What's in my backup drawer. Over here is all my brushes. Now brushes, I have a lot of. I did not pare these down because I actually love all of these. See how this connects? But I could pull it apart if I wanted to. So that's a really cool thing. I love that they connect and I don't have to worry about them moving all over the place. Over here I have all my big fluffy brushes that, you know, they're just big. This is my medium-sized brushes, and this one is actually divided. It's got a divider right here. So my small little ones, and then my medium-sized brushes. My Refer brushes came in this container, and I used the shorter side for my tall brushes. So this is all my eye ones, and they're all either Refer or BK Beauty brushes. I use them all. Now let me show you how I would organize if I only had a sink area. So even if you have a double sink, obviously, then you would just use your small space on your double sink. There's a couple things in here I know everyone will not possibly have. My husband made me this, that it holds all of my tools, and he just put a piece of wood that he bought, I think like at Home Depot or something. He glued these clothespins with just hot glue. This has been up for a few years, like 3 or 4 years. It boggles my brain that these have never fallen off, but they haven't. Okay, so obviously my mirror would be up here on the side instead of on my table. And then on here would be obviously all my brushes. And then over here, I put my lipstick things because those are something I want to be able to choose quickly. In here, my husband has put in these things. You can get these at like Home Depot. I'll link whatever I can find. So in here is makeup tools, and then obviously my tooth stuff. In here is just regular like things that you would put under a sink, cleaning supplies and things like that. The top drawer here is makeup. So I used the divider from Refer and put them in this way, and it works so good to have it be this direction, and it still closes. For these drawers, you'd have to see, maybe you need to do it sideways. Then I have 2 of the Refer divider things in here, and here is my primers, my foundations, and a concealer. And then I have my puffs and liners and mascaras, and that's all I have in here. The bottom drawer is all full of hair stuff. Then in here is all my skincare and stuff, hair things, and then medication and things like that. This is where I put all my blushes, and I just used this kind of thing. I think I got it at the dollar store, honestly. And I used this one here because it holds so much. I used a little mason jar to put my brow stuff in it, my setting sprays. This has highlighters, powders, contours, bronzers, things. Here's my little palette I just stuck behind there, blushes. Then up here, I actually took one of the dividers and I did it sideways. It's the same thing as this one, but I did it sideways. And I used it more like a shelf. And then these are just brushes that I love. I absolutely use them, but I don't use them as often. Of course, I always keep a calendar next to my sink area because it helps me keep track of my skincare and things that I'm doing. Like I need to do eye restore on my head every other day, so I can then track it every other day. Or when I use tretinoin, all of those things, I just keep track on here. So I have another one to go up soon. You want to see a video using products that are so stinking cheap, and some of them were horrible, but there were 4 very distinct ones that were really good. So I'm going to link that one right here. I'll see you over in that one or another one. God bless.